Phillip for Friday, January 26, 2024. All right. So as usual in these, I'm going to go over some fun announcements, some things that are coming up that you may want to get engaged in, follow up on, check out, whatever, that are going to offer value in your health and fitness journey. We will also ask a couple or answer the questions today for Ask Phillip. And if you're new to this or you need a refresher on how this service works, you could always go to our guides and look at the two videos at the top, how to use the community and the Ask Phillip weekly Q&A, which is what we're doing today. How to use the community is basically what is Ask Phillip versus what would you post in the community, how you can get help. We are very supportive here. We're very active. This is not a passive community. This is about taking action and personal growth and learning what actually works and dispelling the myths that don't work in the fitness industry and with your nutrition. So today I have a few announcements. We are coming up on a very exciting event on February 8th. So that's Thursday, February 8th, just under 2 weeks from today. My very good friend, he's a very experienced, accomplished performance coach. He's a hypnotherapist, hypno mindset coach now, registered dietitian. He ran the 5% community for years for sustainable weight loss. And now he is doing just amazing work on the mindset side, which is really where it's at, right? That's where 90% of where we get stuck usually resides. And we decided to collaborate and bring you guys a free workshop. It's going to be a 90-minute packed workshop about stopping self-sabotage. And you're going to, like it says here in the subtitle, uncover and unlearn the unconscious programs keeping you stuck in the binge eating cycle. Now, I did a poll and asked you guys what are the best times to do these? And you said 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern is reasonable. Because this is a 90-minute session, we thought we would start it at 7 since it's going to bleed over into that 8 o'clock hour. And that should work for most people. There'll definitely be, there'll definitely be a replay that will be posted. But if you're live, you're going to have the chance to interact directly in the session and also ask questions and things like that. Anyway, the event is posted in the group. You can check out the description of all the things you're going to learn in the transformative live workshop we're doing, hosted by Mr. Paul Salter. And again, you could read this for yourself, but it's going to be very enlightening, very mind-blowing. If you've ever struggled with, the yo-yo dieting cycle as a result of binge eating, right? Binge restrict cycles, things like that. And you want to let go of the guilt and shame, the anger, the disgust you've been carrying related to the behavior, understand why your past attempts at stopping have maybe not worked and what you can do instead, getting clarity around the behaviors, right? What Paul calls the domino saboteur, in the lead domino in your sabotaging behaviors, and basically convert this and reframe all this into a positive sense of taking action going forward and rewiring your mind. This is all going to be for you. I'm actually very excited to learn from this process, knowing what kind of great teacher and coach Paul is. So check this out. I would definitely sign up for it. Register, even if you don't plan on going live or you're not able to make it live. Register, because you'll get the Zoom link, and you'll also get on the list so you get follow-ups and any goodies that we give to people who registered for the event. Okay, so stop self-sabotage at the source. Definitely sign up for that. And if you have any questions, reach out. The next thing I wanted to go over is the podcast. So for most of you already probably listened to the show. If you don't, what are you waiting for? Check it out. Wits and Weights, same name as the group. And you can find it on all podcast platforms. We even have a YouTube channel. I wasn't sure if everyone was even aware of that, but if you go to YouTube at Wits and Weights, you will see that every one of the long episodes are posted as a video, and then every single audio episode is here as well. YouTube automatically pulls it in. So like today's episode, if you wanted to watch it on video, you can. And so it's got chapters and all the good stuff in YouTube, if that's your preferred format. And just wanted to highlight some of the recent episodes. So twice a week, we have a numbered episode that's a longer either a solo or guest episode. So the last three have been solo, and then we're going to, usually I have one guest a week and one solo. Sometimes I'll do two solos a week. So the one that came out today was the one that was also streamed in the group last week about why I'm about fat gain while I'm building muscle before I go into a cut and, get jacked. That's what that's all about. And by the way, I'm going to be doing a live workshop probably in a month. So a few weeks after Paul's workshop about my muscle building journey. And we're going to go through all the data and strategies and lessons and things like that. But check that out. The other episode that came out earlier this week is called The Freedom of No More Cheat Meals. A pet peeve of mine is the use of the term cheat meals or even free meals. So I kind of cover that and how we can reframe that language and why it's, freeing to do so. During the week, we also have quick wits episodes, which are short. They're usually about 3 to 5 minutes long. And you'll find some nuggets about training, nutrition, mindset in there. The ones this week were about long length partials. Jeff Nippard. I learned that from him. It's really very popular today among a lot of educators and influencers and whatnot. This is just a short blurb about it. What's pretty cool is that I've got Brian Borstein coming on the show soon, and one of the topics we will talk about is long length or lengthened partials. So that'll be a more deep dive. The other quick wits this week is the every Thursday muscle building, lifting for muscle series. So I cover some of my favorite exercises for different body parts. And then on the weekends, we have either a bonus episode or a Q&A. And oftentimes those Q&As are actually coming from these Ask Philip lives, which you may not be able to catch every one. So this is a good way to see specific questions and answers you might be looking for. And then finally, I posted this probably a couple of weeks ago with some upcoming guests. Now, Lauren Colenso Semple was already on, so you can check out her episode. It came out recently. The bonus interview that we recorded with her was sent on Monday to the email list. I promised you that a lot of my guests going forward, we would have bonus content available to subscribers of the list. If you didn't get that because you're not on the list, just go to witsandweights.com/bonus. And what I plan to do is next time a bonus interview gets sent out, I'm going to include references to past bonus content so that you can catch up on anything you missed. So don't worry. If you missed it, you can join today at witsandweights.com/bonus, and you'll still get the past bonus interviews. And then, as I mentioned, Brian Borstein, host of Eat Train Prosper, is coming on. We're going to talk about a lot of really cool training topics like effective reps, long length partials, specialization, cardio. He has a lot of very interesting concepts related to cardio that are even changing my mind in some areas. And I'm going to talk to him about that. We've got Jordan Lips coming on. He and I are kind of like kindred spirits when it comes to how we approach our nutrition and training philosophy. So I really like that guy. He's going to come on soon. Dr. Bill Campbell, you all know, he's going to come back for a second time. And I'm not sure 100% what we're talking about, but I know for sure rapid fat loss will be on the agenda because he gave me input on the rapid fat loss protocol that we ran as a group. And then I have a guide for rapid fat loss, and I've discussed it before on the podcast. But if you go to witsandweights.com/free, you can check out the rapid fat loss guide here. You just go click download and you can grab it that way. And we're probably going to talk about that. And then Steve Hall, host of Revive Stronger, another training genius, a competitive natural bodybuilder, is going to be on. So I'm talking a lot about the podcast today, I know, but the point is I really want to continue making it better and better and better for you as the listener. I really enjoy this for sure. I love doing the research, and I try to spend a lot of time preparing these episodes to get you information that sometimes I feel is floating around all over the place, and trying to put it all in one place. The things that I believe are kind of the broad but effective path to improving your body composition, getting stronger, figuring out your nutrition, the sustainable fat loss, all of that. And I really could use your support at any time you wish to give it. And there's 3 ways you can do that. The first is tell somebody about the show. Just spread the word. When you're talking to, your barber, you're talking to a friend, having a beer with someone, and you're like, nutrition or fitness or something comes up. Hey, do you listen to podcasts? There's a show I love. It's called Wits and Weights. Send them a link by text with your podcasting app. Maybe it's Apple, Spotify, Overcast, whatever. You could post it on social media. You can tag. Like, there's a million ways to share. If somebody asks a question in Reddit and you want to help them out and say, hey, this Wits and Weights episode covered that exact topic, building muscle by eating more carbs. Here it is. And there you go. The other way you can do it is leave a 5-star rating and review with Apple. Apple specifically, we are closing in on 100 reviews, which I'm very proud about. I think we're at 97 at this point. I'm not sure why that's not a link, but if you got to do it on your phone anyway, if you go into Apple's podcast app and you just look up my podcast, or maybe you already follow it, hopefully, you can scroll down and then submit a review. So you can then rate it 5 stars, put a title, put a quick blurb, and that would really help me out. Tell me what you think about the show. And by the way, if you don't feel that it warrants 5 stars, I'd rather you just reach out to me and say, hey, here's why I would ding you in a review, and let me know how I can do better so I can earn the 5 stars before you put in your rating. And then lastly, you can always become a premium member, which it's a nice way to support the show, because there are a lot of costs behind producing this. Both time and money. There's hosting fees and there's advertising. There's lots of things that go behind the show, and I don't have ads or anything to support it that way. So you can support it with as little as $3 a month, and you can choose how much you want to support, and you can cancel anytime. And I'll give you a shout out if you'd like, or you could just do it quietly. Either way, I really appreciate that. So I know I'm talking about a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with the questions for the week, but I like to share, and we're going to jump into the Ask Philip for this week. So I'm going to unpin last week's Ask Philip, and I'm going to dive in to this week's. Now, we have 2 questions, but the second question was already answered in a previous Ask Philip. So just to recap, John asked about added sugar. He talked about how he uses like protein-based yogurt to reach his protein, but it comes with 10 grams of sugar. He has 4 a day, so that's 40 grams. His total sugar is 95. He also has a lot of fiber. And I said, I basically already answered that. And what it comes down to is if your added sugars are, not far above the recommendation of like 36 grams a day, and then the other sugars that are not added sugars, I mean, they're fine. They're from food, right? They're from whole foods. It really is everything coming together in a balanced way to meet your goals, to meet your macros, to meet your nutrients, fiber, all of that. And I think I already answered that, and I included the link there below. So you can check that out and go back into this Ask Philip to find that, or reach out to me. But the main question I want to answer today is from Alan Friedman. Philip, good day. And Alan always has great nuanced questions here. Is there any benefit to adding homemade bone broth for muscle repair due to injury, or to muscle building in general, when protein goals are already met by daily food? He's going to make chicken soup. It has bones in it anyway, but I used to make plain bone broth several years ago, and it came to my mind to consider. Now, my gut response to this was to say no. And the reason I say no is, like anything else, we don't want to overcomplicate things. If you're getting enough protein, you're also getting all the amino acids in protein. And those are the same amino acids that come from the proteins in bone broth, which is collagen, right? Which is why you're bringing this up, collagen. And collagen is what we would call a lower quality protein, only because it's just a couple of the amino acids. It's not all of them. But as others might point out, quality is in context of the food matrix. It's in context of your diet. So if you have some collagen, and then you have some other animal sources, and then you have some plant sources, and it all adds up to easily the total protein you need for the day, you're probably getting all the amino acids you need just fine, right? And then there's very marginal, if any, benefit to something like bone broth. Now, I just double checked all this in my research, and to give you some more specifics, bone broth contains amino acids, glycine and proline, right? And there's an argument that those amino acids found in collagen is helpful for skin, bones, tendons, joint health, muscles, organs, arteries, everything. And there's 3 types of collagen. There's type 1, type 2, type 3. The one I'm most familiar with is type 2, only because some joint supplements, like, for example, Fortify from Legion, have that in there. and they get it from a curcumin extract that's highly processed and bioavailable. Like you've probably heard of the spice curcumin. And if you just add that to food, it's not really going to give you, it's going to only give you trace amounts of the type 2 cartilage through your digestive system into your bloodstream. But the kind of processed version that is in something like Fortify may have some impacts on joint health. And in fact, a lot of people do swear by it if they've got joint issues. But you're not really quite asking about that. You're really asking about muscle repair, which would be more type 3 cartilage or collagen. Regardless, let's not overcomplicate it. Those amino acids are also found in other protein sources: meat, eggs, dairy, the other animal protein sources, but also some plants. The other thing is, the collagen is broken down like any other source of protein into peptides and amino acids when you digest. And so it's not going to directly benefit repair of something like your muscles, your tendons, your ligaments, any more than anything else does that you consume from protein sources that get broken down in the body. So I think, and also if you look at, I kind of did a quick glance at the research and couldn't find anything specific that establishes that bone broth helps with muscle repair over just a balanced diet that has adequate protein. So long story short, if you enjoy it, if you find it tasty, if you find it comforting, put it in your diet, but don't go out of your way to get bone broth or collagen supplements for muscle repair. Just get your protein and get your calories, keep training, keep moving, and you'll be good to go. Hope that answers your question. And that's it for today's Ask Philip. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the conclusion to January as we move into the second month of the year, and take advantage of our group and reach out. All right. Here's to your strength and your health.